In a small town nestled between rolling hills, where the sun seemed to linger just a little longer than in the bustling cities, lived a woman named Clara. Clara was known for her laughter, a sound that danced through the air like a melody, lifting the spirits of everyone around her. She had a knack for finding joy in the simplest of things, the way the morning dew glistened on the grass, the warmth of a freshly baked loaf of bread, or the way children played in the park, their laughter harmonizing with her own. Clara was not particularly remarkable by societal standards. She was a retired schoolteacher, a widow who had raised 2 children who had long since moved away. Yet, in her unassuming life, she held a secret that many sought but few understood, the art of happiness. Clara believed that happiness was not merely an emotion but a way of living, a lens through which to view the world. This perspective, she would later come to realize, was intricately linked to her longevity. As the years passed, Clara remained remarkably spry for her age. While her contemporaries often complained of aches and pains, Clara would be found tending to her vibrant garden, her hands deep in the soil, coaxing life from the earth. Her friends would often comment on her vitality, marveling at how she seemed to defy the aging process. They would gather around her at the local cafe, sipping tea and sharing stories, and Clara would regale them with tales of her adventures, each story punctuated by her infectious laughter. One sunny afternoon, as Clara sat on her porch, a young man named Ethan, a recent college graduate, approached her with a curious expression. He had returned to the town after years away, seeking solace and clarity in the familiar surroundings of his childhood. Ethan had been struggling with anxiety and a sense of purposelessness since graduation, and he had heard whispers of Clara's wisdom. "Clara," he began, hesitating as if unsure how to voice his thoughts, "you always seem so happy. What's your secret? How do you do it?" Quote. Clara smiled, her eyes twinkling as she invited him to sit beside her. "Ethan, happiness is not a secret formula, it's a choice we make every day. It's about finding joy in the little things and nurturing connections with others. It's an act of resilience in the face of life's challenges." Ethan listened intently, intrigued by her perspective. "But what about the hard times? What about the stress and the anxiety? How can you stay happy when life gets tough?" Quote. Clara leaned back in her chair, her gaze drifting toward the horizon where the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. "Ah, my dear boy, it's during those tough times that happiness becomes even more vital. You see, happiness is not the absence of sorrow, it's the ability to find light even in darkness. It's about cultivating mental well-being, which, in turn, nurtures our physical health." As Clara spoke, Ethan's curiosity deepened. He had always thought of happiness as a fleeting emotion, something that came and went with circumstances. Clara's words began to shift his understanding, opening a door to a new perspective. "Can you explain how happiness affects our health?" he asked, eager to learn more. Clara nodded, her voice steady and warm. "Research has shown that happiness and mental well-being are closely linked to physical health. When we experience joy, our bodies release serotonin and endorphins, the feel-good hormones that boost our immune system, reduce stress, and promote overall health. In contrast, chronic stress and negative emotions can lead to various health issues, from heart disease to weakened immune responses." Ethan furrowed his brow, contemplating her words. "So, it's like a cycle? Happiness helps us stay healthy, and being healthy can make us happier?" Quote. "Exactly," Clara exclaimed, her enthusiasm palpable. "It's a beautiful cycle. When we engage in activities that bring us joy, like spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or even helping others, we create a positive feedback loop. Our bodies respond to happiness by functioning better, and when we feel physically well, we're more likely to engage in joyful activities." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the town, Clara continued to share her insights. "I've always believed that community plays a significant role in our happiness and longevity. The connections we forge with others enrich our lives and provide a support system during tough times. When we feel isolated, our mental health suffers, which can lead to physical ailments." Ethan nodded, beginning to see the broader picture. "So, it's not just about being happy for ourselves, but also for those around us?" Quote. "Precisely," Clara replied, her eyes sparkling with wisdom. When we create an environment of joy and support, we not only enhance our own lives but also uplift those we love. Think about it. When you share a laugh with a friend, or when you lend a helping hand to someone in need, you're not just spreading happiness, you're also contributing to your own well-being. The conversation lingered in Ethan's mind long after he left Clara's porch. He found himself reflecting on his own life, the moments of joy that had been overshadowed by stress and anxiety. Inspired by Clara's insights, he decided to make a conscious effort to seek happiness in everyday life. He began to reconnect with friends, engage in activities he once loved, and practice gratitude, acknowledging the small joys that often went unnoticed. Weeks turned into months, and as the seasons changed, so did Ethan. He found himself laughing more, feeling lighter, and embracing the world with a newfound appreciation. He started volunteering at a local community center, where he discovered the joy of helping others. Each interaction filled him with a sense of purpose, reinforcing Clara's teachings about the interconnectedness of happiness and well-being. One day, as he was organizing a community event, Ethan spotted Clara in the crowd, her smile radiant as she chatted with the children running around. He approached her, his heart swelling with gratitude. "Clara, thank you for everything. I feel like I've finally found my footing. Your words have changed my life." Clara beamed at him, her eyes reflecting the warmth of the sun. "Oh, Ethan, it warms my heart to see you thriving. Remember, happiness is a journey, not a destination. Continue to nurture it, and it will nourish you in return." As the months rolled on, Clara's own life continued to flourish. She remained active in the community, attending events, hosting gatherings, and sharing her laughter with all who crossed her path. However, as she approached her 90th birthday, she began to notice subtle changes in her body. She experienced more fatigue, and her joints ached more than they used to. Yet, Clara met these challenges with the same resilience she had always embodied. In a moment of reflection, she realized that her happiness was not solely dependent on her physical state. It was rooted in her connections, her memories, and her outlook on life. Clara continued to embrace each day, finding joy in her garden, in the laughter of children, and in the love of her family and friends. She understood that while her body may age, her spirit could remain vibrant. On the day of her 90th birthday, the community came together to celebrate Clara's remarkable life. Friends, family, and even those she had touched through her kindness gathered in the town square, decorated with flowers and laughter. As Clara stood before them, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude wash over her. She realized that the love surrounding her was a testament to the happiness she had cultivated throughout her life. As she shared her thoughts with the gathered crowd, Clara spoke of the importance of mental well-being and the profound impact it had on longevity. Each of you has the power to create joy, not just for yourselves but for those around you. Remember, happiness is a choice, a way of living that nourishes both the mind and body. Let us continue to support one another, to share laughter, and to build a community where joy flourishes. The crowd erupted in applause, their cheers echoing through the town, a celebration of Clara's spirit and the lessons she imparted. In that moment, Clara felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Her journey had been rich and rewarding, and she understood that her happiness had not only contributed to her longevity but had also woven a tapestry of connections that would endure long after she was gone. As the sun set on her 90th birthday, Clara sat quietly, reflecting on her life. She felt grateful for the laughter, the love, and the countless moments of joy that had shaped her existence. She realized that happiness was not just a fleeting emotion but a legacy, a gift she could pass on to others. And as she closed her eyes, she felt a profound sense of peace, knowing that she had lived a life filled with purpose, connection, and unwavering happiness. In the years that followed, Clara's story continued to inspire those around her. Ethan, now a pillar of the community, often shared the lessons he had learned from her. He spoke of the importance of nurturing mental well-being, of seeking joy in everyday life, and of the profound impact that happiness could have on health and longevity. The seeds Clara had planted in the hearts of those she touched began to bloom, creating a culture of joy that resonated throughout the town. As the seasons changed and generations passed, Clara's legacy lived on. The town became known not just for its picturesque landscapes but for its vibrant community spirit, where laughter echoed in the streets and kindness was a way of life. People from far and wide came to experience the warmth of the community, drawn by the stories of a woman who had taught them that happiness was the key to a long and fulfilling life.